A dark, tense atmosphere builds as a large menacing wolf-like beast with red glowing eyes charging forward, breaking through ice or energy shards, on a determined young man facing the creature, sweat running down his face, signaling the start of a fierce confrontation. Wields his glowing sword against several large wolf-like monsters, standing firm and composed despite the chaos. He slashes through the attacking beasts with precision and power, energy trails surrounding his movements. The monsters are defeated, their bodies lying motionless around him. A brief flashback or reaction panel shows someone getting attacked earlier. Drives his sword into the ground, signaling the end of the fight. Another character approaches and thanks him for his help. They note that the wolf monsters were unusually aggressive today, hinting at a deeper issue behind the attack. The protagonist and his allies regroup after defeating the wolf monsters. A team member thanks him for the help and mentions that their luck is good, they've found a valuable target or area. The man refers to him as Young Master E, showing respect and acknowledging his leadership. E analyzes the situation, noting that the wolves acted unusually aggressive, which suggests something strange ahead. E orders Husan to scout the area ahead and report any abnormalities, emphasizing caution. As Husan dashes off to investigate, another teammate reassures E not to worry, their captain and team are skilled enough to handle anything. The group continues deeper into what seems like an underground cavern filled with glowing crystals, preparing for the next phase of their mission. A dark silhouette observes the battlefield, remarking that they've grown used to the chaos. Explains the world's current state, an era of strange invasions. Massive glowing spatial rifts appear across the planet, depicted as colorful portals in the sky. These rifts serve as gateways between worlds, from which monsters and unknown entities emerge. Concludes that within these rifts, danger lurks everywhere, showing scenes of humans fighting against terrifying creatures, highlighting the constant peril of this world. While spatial rifts are full of danger, they also contain endless treasures, attracting adventurers seeking fortune and power. Wu Tian and E walk together and talk casually. Wu Tian introduces himself and mentions that he works under young Master E, revealing a friendly relationship. They discuss recent rumors. 3 days ago, a red-grade rift appeared in the Blackstone area, and a new monster was sighted inside. Wu Tian warns that a rich young man named Wang Yu is also involved, implying competition or conflict. E acknowledges the rumor and notes the monster is likely above level 2, deciding it's best to avoid unnecessary confrontation. Another member reports that they've found the entrance to the Wind Spirit Pearl, a key objective of their mission. E instructs the team to head there quickly and begin their search, setting up the next stage of their adventure. The group walks deeper into the cavern, discussing young Master Yi's rumored romantic interest in a woman named Miss Ming. One of them jokes about how beautiful she must be, but he dismisses it with a small smile, saying they clearly haven't seen her in person. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted when another team member senses danger. The group immediately shifts to combat readiness as E commands everyone to stay alert, signaling that something ominous is about to happen nearby, likely their next threat emerging from the rift. One of the men kneels to inspect the ground and finds blood stains, realizing something terrible happened recently. They recall that Husan went ahead to scout but hasn't reported back, raising concern. E orders everyone to maintain formation and proceed carefully, aware that danger could be nearby. As they move forward, they come across multiple corpses, the remains of another exploration team that had gone before them. The team members are horrified, realizing the victims were completely slaughtered. E examines the scene and deduces from the wounds and the direction of attack that this was the work of an extremely fast and powerful monster, far more dangerous than they expected. The group hears unsettling noises echoing through the cavern. One member spots something ahead and nervously asks what it is. Shifts to a horrifying sight, a massive demonic beast devouring corpses, identified as a mutated beast, ghost-headed demon lizard. Its terrifying size and glowing eyes make it clear it's far stronger than any ordinary monster. E recognizes it immediately, calling it a peak level 1 monster, an elite among lower-tier beasts. They then spot Husan's lifeless body among the victims, confirming he was killed by the creature. The team quickly draws their weapons, and orders everyone to be extremely careful, knowing they're facing a deadly fight. The team engages the ghost-headed demon lizard, but its speed and power overwhelm them. Notes that the creature is far stronger than a typical peak level 1 monster, suspecting it has mutated again into at least a level 2 initial stage. The beast charges violently, smashing through attacks and sending shockwaves across the cavern. One of the men shouts in alarm as the creature lunges toward them, showing its immense ferocity. Despite their efforts, the group struggles to keep up with its movements. A team member yells to saying he'll hold the monster's attention while he aims for its eyes, setting up a risky counterattack plan. The two lead fighters coordinate their attacks, focusing on timing and precision. Highlights that the ghost-headed demon lizard's main strength is its agility, making it difficult to hit. One fighter dashes forward, slashing in rapid motion while the other prepares a ranged strike. Isan draws his bow and releases several spirit arrows aimed at the creature's glowing red eyes. The arrows hit their mark, causing the monster to roar in pain and fury. The enraged beast retaliates with a powerful shockwave, sending debris flying and forcing the team to dodge its counterattack. One fighter leaps forward to strike the beast but is quickly overpowered by its immense strength. The others regroup, one readies his spear, another aims his bow, preparing for a coordinated counterattack. Despite their efforts, the level 2 beast proves far stronger than expected, far beyond what ordinary hunters can handle. Panic sets in as one of the men cries out that he doesn't want to die. The creature's eyes glow fiercely as it prepares to unleash another devastating energy attack, signaling an even deadlier phase of the fight. The monstrous beast unleashes a massive green energy whirlwind, tearing through the cave and hurling the hunters in all directions. The powerful blast devastates the battlefield, leaving several of the team members lying unconscious or injured. Amid the chaos and destruction, one hunter, bruised but still alive, struggles to his feet, realizing he may be the only one left capable of continuing the fight. Filled with rage and determination, faces the monstrous beast head-on. As the creature roars and charges at him, he glares back with glowing blue eyes, declaring that the monster truly deserves to die. However, before he can strike, the beast launches a brutal attack, impaling him and lifting him off the ground, blood spraying as the scene turns dire. A surge of dark red energy erupts from his body, splitting the ground and warping the air around him. The monstrous beast pauses in shock as a massive, otherworldly blade manifests in a dazzling explosion of red and black light. The power radiating from it is overwhelming, a sign that an unstoppable force has awakened within the hunter. The chapter ends with a powerful, dramatic cliffhanger. The ground erupts in flames as the hunter rises from the rubble, his body scarred but glowing with immense power. Now wielding a massive, demonic axe pulsing with red energy, he stands tall and determined. His aura radiates strength and fury as he prepares to charge directly at the monstrous beast, signaling the beginning of a fierce and decisive battle. The battle erupts violently as the empowered Luo clashes with the monstrous beast. With blazing red energy swirling around him, he strikes ferociously, sending the creature crashing into the ground. The beast struggles to rise, its body cracking under the force. Standing tall and fearless, the hunter declares with burning resolve that a beast is nothing but a beast, showing his dominance and refusal to back down. The battle intensifies, as Luo confidently counters the beast's attack. With a smirk, he taunts, "You really thought I'd use the same move twice," before striking with swift precision, slashing the creature across its neck. The beast roars in pain, retreating momentarily as debris and energy swirl around them. Standing tall and calm amidst the chaos, the protagonist, covered in glowing red markings, radiates dominance and focus. He levels his blade at the creature and declares coldly, "Die, beast." The scene captures the turning point of the fight, the human warrior asserting total control, while the wounded monster struggles to stand against his overwhelming power. The wounded beast tries to flee, but Luo notices and taunts, trying to run, before leaping after it with incredible speed. He charges his weapon with a fiery red energy and swings it down with explosive force. The attack releases a massive fiery shockwave that engulfs the battlefield, striking the fleeing creature head-on. The scene captures the sheer power and determination of the warrior, unrelenting, refusing to let his enemy escape. After his devastating fiery attack, the battlefield lies in ruins. Amid the smoke and glowing debris, Luo stands alone, calm and victorious. He grips his weapon, now radiating a powerful blue aura, and admires it as energy swirls around him. Gazing at his glowing hand, he reflects with a confident smile, saying, "This sensation of mastering power is intoxicating." The scene emphasizes his growing strength and the thrill he feels from controlling such immense power. After the intense battle, he reflects that his enemies were nothing more than emotionless killing machines. He notices two injured allies on the ground and tends to them, finding a healing potion. Commenting on its high quality, he drinks it himself, feeling its effects restore his strength. As he sits and recovers, a man suddenly appears before him, smiling and relieved. The newcomer recognizes him, saying, "Luo Tian, it really is you," revealing that they know each other. The officer recognizes Luo Tian and approaches him, saying he sensed a surge of powerful energy nearby. Luo Tian asks if there's a problem, and the officer explains that his squad was nearly wiped out by a mutant beast, until a mysterious giant appeared, killed the beast, and vanished. Luo Tian, realizing the officer suspects him, stays calm. The officer's tone darkens as he demands Luo Tian hand over the blood from the beast, threatening his life. Luo Tian, feigning ignorance, replies coolly that he doesn't understand what the officer means, as tension begins to rise between them. The officer reveals Luo Tian's identity as the son of Luo Feng, a powerful former chief patrol officer of Blue Rock City. Luo Tian reflects on the world he lives in, one filled with dimensional rifts where monsters emerge to wreak havoc. To protect the cities, patrol units made up of ability users are formed to guard and investigate these rifts. Luo Tian's father, Luo Feng, was not only a respected leader but also a formidable ability user, hinting at the legacy and expectations that now rest on Luo Tian's shoulders. Luo Tian recalls that his father, Luo Feng, disappeared 3 years ago during a patrol and never returned. Before vanishing, his father entrusted him with a mysterious treasure, the blood axe, and told him to keep it a secret. The officer confronting Luo Tian reveals he knows about this and accuses Luo Tian of hiding it, suggesting that Luo Feng found the weapon in a rift before his disappearance. The officer mocks Luo Tian for meddling with something so dangerous, hinting that he plans to take the treasure for himself. The officer threatens Luo Tian, demanding he reveal the location of the blood axe or die. Luo Tian, calm and unshaken, stares him down with glowing blue eyes. He coldly replies that since the officer wants the blood axe so badly, he'll give it to him, implying he's about to unleash its power in retaliation. Luo Tian summoning his immense power. Holding the glowing blood axe, his aura explodes with energy as flames and lightning surge around him. His expression is fierce and determined, signaling that he's ready to unleash his full might in the coming battle. The battle ignites as Luo charges forward with explosive speed, wielding the blood axe. His power radiates violently, cracking the ground beneath him. He launches himself high into the air and slams down with overwhelming force, causing a massive shockwave that shatters the terrain and sends his opponent flying back from the impact. The enemy laughs, recognizing the blood axe's immense power and noting how extraordinary it is for someone without awakened abilities to wield it. The protagonist, bleeding but resolute, declares that the man will die knowing this secret. In response, the opponent activates his own power, Second Awakening, Iron Body, causing his form to harden and emit a powerful energy as the ground trembles, signaling an intense battle ahead. Luo charges in with a fierce swing of his blood axe, clashing directly with the enemy's iron body. The opponent manages to block the devastating strike, shocking the protagonist. Amused and exhilarated, the enemy laughs and taunts him, encouraging more attacks. The scene erupts into a flurry of intense blows as the two exchange powerful strikes surrounded by energy and red aura. His fierce battle but begins to lose control as the blood axe's murderous aura overwhelms him. Despite his strength, he feels his body reaching its limit. His opponent, boasting an unbreakable iron body, mocks him for weakening. Realizing he's on the verge of losing control and becoming a mindless killer, the protagonist decides to use his final, desperate move as his only option. The battle intensifies, nearly consumed by the blood axe's power, faces his opponent's freezing, winter burst attack. His enemy mocks him, saying his soul will be frozen with no escape. Despite being trapped in ice, the protagonist refuses to surrender. He channels his remaining strength, gripping the blood axe tightly and preparing for a final, explosive counterattack. He breaks free from the ice's grip, summoning the blood axe's full power. With a fierce battle cry, he unleashes his ultimate move, Extreme Blood Blade Slash, a massive, fiery strike that tears through the battlefield with devastating force, leaving his opponent overwhelmed by its sheer intensity. He emerges victorious but exhausted after the fierce battle. His opponent, bloodied and in disbelief, realizes he has lost despite being a Tier 2 Berserker-level ability user. Panicking, the defeated man begs for his life, claiming he's still useful and that his captain also desires the blood axe, implying an even greater threat behind the scenes. Officer pleads for mercy, offering to help the protagonist escape his captain's pursuit. However, remains calm and notes how much the man talks. He reflects that despite being only a Tier 2 beginner, he was already considered strong in Blackrock City, but the situation is becoming more complicated. The narration then explains the world's hierarchy after a strange invasion. Only awakened ability users can fight monsters. Power levels progress through beginner, intermediate, high, and peak tiers, with stronger, second awakening users like Jing Qian leading the charge. Explaining that beyond the second awakening, some reach a third awakening. Reveals his unique situation: he has never awakened any ability. All his power comes from the mysterious blood axe, which grants him strength equivalent to a Tier 2 beginner ability user but also limits him because of his human body. Determined to grow stronger and avenge his father, he's tried to awaken his powers many times, but the blood axe's energy disrupts the process. He suspects the ability stones he's used so far are too weak and unworthy of the blood axe's recognition. He became a guide to help other ability users harness their power while secretly searching for higher-tier ability stones. Now that the blood axe's presence is known, his enemies, especially Rook, will suspect and pursue him. Realizing he can't return to Blackrock City, he decides his only option is to find the Wind Spirit Pearl, a type of ability stone that might aid his recovery and growth. However, he notes that the area is dangerous since other monsters might appear, and he needs to move quickly before more threats arrive. Walking alone through a vast, desolate, and icy landscape, surrounded by glowing blue crystals. It gives a sense of calm after the intense battle, as he continues his journey with determination. He sits by a campfire inside a cave, reflecting on a survival rule: never light a fire at night because it attracts monsters. However, he had no other choice due to his condition. He uses the icy power of the winter elixir to suppress the heat from the blood axe, though the cold nearly freezes him. Meanwhile, a giant red-eyed spider quietly approaches from the shadows above, unnoticed, creating a tense and ominous atmosphere. A giant spider attacks him while he rests by the campfire, but he swiftly kills it with a precise strike to its glowing green core. Afterward, he calmly resumes his rest, showing his confidence and experience in handling monsters. The next morning, he leaves the cave, reflecting that he's already gone too far into the blood axe's territory and that retreating now would be impossible due to the dangerous monsters surrounding the area. He enters a dense forest filled with dangerous creatures resembling insect-like monsters. He notes that this area is extremely perilous, even for high-level ability users, and that few people venture this deep. Despite the danger, he proceeds confidently, reminding himself that he's not completely unarmed. As he prepares his weapon, the nearby monsters start noticing his presence, signaling the start of an imminent battle. The monsters are drawn to a small fire in the forest, approaching cautiously. Suddenly, the fire explodes, creating smoke and confusion. Taking advantage of the chaos, the protagonist emerges from hiding, ready to attack. With determination, he declares, "My turn now," and charges forward, wielding his weapon to begin the fight. He arrives at a cliffside clearing, standing ready with his weapon. Looking ahead, he spots a massive, fiery red plant-like monster identified as the heavenly plant, Hellflower. Observing its intimidating form, he confirms his location, the center of Darkshade Forest, and prepares himself for the upcoming challenge. He observes the massive Hellflower and recalls that it's said to spawn fierce creatures from its roots. He remembers hearing about this plant only from veterans and books but never witnessing it himself. Suddenly, he notices movement nearby. A powerful creature bursts forth from the ground, revealed to be a red Tusklord, one of the dangerous beasts born from the Hellflower's roots. The red Tusklord charges out of the Hellflower's area, roaring fiercely. Nearby, a group of Fongseth creatures notices its presence and reacts with alarm. The Tusklord glares at them menacingly, and the Fangseths begin to retreat in fear. Observing this, the protagonist realizes that the Tusklord's power is so overwhelming that it's driving the other monsters away. The red Tusklord attacks the Hellflower, but its tendrils quickly coil around the beast, trapping it in a powerful grip. The Hellflower releases a strange energy, seemingly controlling or draining the Tusklord. Meanwhile, groups of shadow mantises gather around the flower, appearing to act in coordination with it. The protagonist, observing from afar, realizes in shock that the Hellflower and shadow mantises are working together as one entity. He observes from hiding, realizing that the shadow mantises might be helping the Hellflower hunt its prey. Deciding not to rush in recklessly, he chooses to wait for the right moment. As night falls, the Hellflower closes its petals and the monsters around it fall asleep, signaling the perfect time for him to make his move. He seizes the opportunity, thinking, "Now's my chance," and quietly moves in toward the monsters. However, something goes wrong. One of the shadow mantises suddenly awakens and detects him, forcing him to realize, "Not good," as danger closes in. He swiftly reacts by drawing his bow and firing several powerful arrows at the approaching shadow mantis. His precise shots hit their mark, stopping the creature. After assessing the situation, he calmly notes, "It seems," indicating he's analyzing what just happened or preparing for his next move. Surrounded by enemies, he realizes there's no escape and decides to face them head-on. He draws his flaming sword with determination, declaring, "Then I'll fight." Empowered and resolute, he charges forward, slashing through the attacking shadow mantises in a fierce and fiery battle. Now shirtless and covered in glowing red markings, continues his fierce assault. He grabs one of the monsters by the head and smashes it with immense strength. Fully empowered and relentless, he strikes down the remaining enemies with powerful, fast attacks, showing no hesitation or mercy in the battle. The battle intensifies as Luo unleashes a powerful red energy attack, forming a massive flower-like explosion that devastates the surrounding enemies. Surrounded by swirling energy and enemies, he charges forward with fierce determination, cutting through multiple monsters at once with swift, deadly precision. He keeps fighting fiercely against countless fearless enemies. Realizing that defeating them all at once is the only way to create an escape route, he unleashes another massive red energy attack. After the explosion clears a path, he spots the cave entrance ahead and rushes toward it, determined to survive. He, covered in glowing red markings, sprints toward the cave entrance while being chased by monstrous enemies. Just as one of the creatures attacks with its tentacles, he narrowly dodges and counters with a powerful strike, finally diving into the cave for safety. He, exhausted and injured, hurries through the cave, aware that he must escape quickly. He notes that while the Hellflower's tentacles can't reach him inside, the shadowy monsters lurking within the cave still pose a serious danger. Determined, he keeps running deeper toward safety. He finally reaches the cave's exit and breathes a sigh of relief, exclaiming that he made it out. As he steps outside, he spots a massive cliff ahead, the Wind Thunder Cliff, surrounded by violent lightning and roaring winds. Overwhelmed by the sight, he remarks on how terrifying the place looks. He stands near the cliff. He suddenly senses danger. A powerful slash narrowly misses him, forcing him to block the attack with his weapon. Lightning crackles around him as he steadies himself and demands to know who is attacking, his stance ready for another fight. He, holding the blood axe, is confronted by a man in uniform named Captain Ross. Ross recognizes the weapon and confirms that the protagonist killed Jiang Biao. Shocked, the protagonist identifies him as a patrol captain and internally realizes that fighting Ross would mean certain death. He must find a way to escape quickly. Ross confronts him, revealing he tracked him because the protagonist used the blood axe and entered the rift. Ross mocks his desperation for the Wind Spirit Pearl and demands the blood axe, offering to spare his life in return. The protagonist refuses and challenges Ross to take it by force. Enraged, Ross attacks, declaring that he'll grant the protagonist's wish for death. Ross moves with incredible speed, overwhelming him, who struggles to block his attacks. Ross acknowledges the blood axe's power, noting that it grants its wielder strength comparable to a beginner Tier 2 user. However, he smirks and ignites his weapon with fiery energy, declaring that he'll grant Luo a quicker death. Ross activates his ability, Scorching Flame, engulfing his weapon in intense fire. Luo feels the terrifying heat and realizes the danger he's in. As Ross unleashes a massive fiery slash, the protagonist desperately tries to find a way to escape before he's killed, but the attack explodes with overwhelming force. The explosion engulfs the area in flames, and Luo is caught in the fire, appearing severely burned. Ross watches confidently, mocking him and declaring that he will suffer in agony before turning to ashes. He boasts that once the protagonist dies, the blood axe will rightfully belong to him, unaware that something unexpected is about to happen. He bursts out of the flames completely unharmed, empowered by 2 winter elixirs and the blood axe's influence. Ross is stunned, sensing power on the level of a high-rank Tier 2 ability user, something that should be impossible for an ordinary human body to withstand. He stands firm, steam rising from him, radiating overwhelming strength that defies all logic. He unleashes massive crimson slashes, overwhelming the battlefield with raw power. Ross, however, mocks him, saying that despite his strength, he lacks proper technique. Confident and unfazed, Ross prepares to counterattack and demonstrates real ability combat techniques. He launches a powerful fiery move, a triple blazing slash. Ross unleashes a massive fiery slash, but Lu-Zero escapes by leaping off the cliff. Shocked and frustrated, Ross realizes he can't pursue immediately. Looking down into the mist below, he vows with anger and determination that whether Luo is dead or alive, he will find him. Luo survives the cliff jump by firing a grappling arrow into the rock wall. The arrow hooks successfully, and he swings himself to safety, grabbing the rope and stabilizing his fall. Despite the dangerous descent, he manages to maneuver down the cliff using the grappling line. He reaches a temporary safe spot after escaping Ross. He reflects on how he survived the intense flames earlier, by drinking 2 winter elixirs at once, which prevented him from collapsing but caused severe internal damage. Because of this, he can't use the blood axe transformation for a while. He knows many people must be competing for the Wind Spirit Pearl, so if the fight drags on, he may still have a chance to obtain it. As he recovers and puts on his shirt, he suddenly notices something unusual happening in the distance, a strong surge of lightning energy forming. A mysterious blue-haired woman suddenly appears, descending gracefully from the sky. She can fly, something extremely rare. Ross recognizes her and is clearly wary. Luo watches from hiding, shocked. Flight is something only legendary powerhouses above Tier 7 are rumored to achieve. He realizes she might be on an entirely different level from anyone he has encountered so far. Luo overhears Ross speaking with the mysterious flying woman. Ross explains that even Tier 3 users struggle to enter the Blackrock Rift, so someone as powerful as her showing up makes no sense, unless she's after the Wind Spirit Pearl as well. He realizes this woman must be Miss Ming, someone Wang Yu had mentioned, a powerful figure with a remarkable aura. He guesses she must possess a wind-type ability, which explains her interest in the treasure. Miss Ming uses wind ability to achieve temporary flight, soaring effortlessly through the storm and lightning currents. He's amazed by how incredible it is to fly, even briefly. Suddenly, he notices a mysterious glow in the distance, drawing his attention and hinting that something significant is happening nearby. Notices a mysterious glimmering light in the forest. It appears briefly, disappears, then shows up again, confirming it wasn't his imagination. Thinking it might be a treasure, he decides to investigate. He shoots an arrow with a rope attached and prepares to descend toward the glowing spot to uncover what's causing it. He climbs down the cliff using his rope and carefully approaches the source of the glowing light. At the bottom, he discovers a hidden cave. Inside it, a mysterious blue crystal emits a strong, steady glow, clearly the light he saw earlier. He steps inside cautiously, realizing he may have stumbled upon something valuable or dangerous. Descends into the cave and discovers that the glowing object is a thunder element stone. Although not extremely rare, such stones can only form in places where lightning frequently gathers. He realizes that the violent lightning storms at Wind Thunder Cliff weren't just natural phenomena, the area's unique environment must be helping create these stones. This means the cliff holds more secrets and potential dangers than he initially thought. He approaches the thunder element stone, but suddenly a massive surge of lightning erupts from the ground. The lightning forms a spiraling vortex, and he is violently pulled in before he can react. The power is overwhelming, dragging him downward into an unknown space as the cave violently shakes around him. He finds himself face to face with a thunder lizard beast, a peak Tier 1 monster empowered by lightning. Realizing he's in danger, he quickly prepares to fight. The beast lunges at him with a burst of lightning while he swiftly readies his bow, aiming to counterattack before the creature strikes again. The thunder lizard beast charges fiercely, its body crackling with lightning. When Luo arrow hits it, he realizes the creature possesses an electric arc defense, making it far tougher than normal monsters. Even though it hasn't reached Tier 2, its strength and defenses far surpass those of an ordinary peak Tier 1 monster, making the fight much more dangerous than expected. He struggles against the thunder lizard beast, realizing he's completely outmatched in both strength and speed. The creature moves swiftly, forcing him into evasive maneuvers, and he notes that its lightning-based abilities make it even more dangerous. Faced with a monster that is far superior physically and equipped with powerful lightning attacks, he understands he can't win through direct combat. Realizing he can't last long in a direct fight, the protagonist urgently searches for a solution. He recalls the thunder lizard beast's weak point, its abdomen, particularly the gaps between the joints connecting its limbs. Even with the creature's electric arc defense, a well-placed arrow to that vulnerable spot should deal serious damage. Determined, he prepares to aim precisely, knowing this is his only chance to survive. A monstrous, lizard-like creature charged with blue electricity lunges forward. The fighter spots an opening, now's my chance, and leaps high with a glowing spear. He plunges downward, striking the creature with a powerful, lightning-charged blow. The impact sends energy surging through the monster's body, leaving it stunned and convulsing as the attack lands cleanly and decisively. The thunder-charged monster crashes violently into the cavern wall, leaving itself stunned and tangled in its own electrical energy. The fighter watches carefully, noting that the creature's movements are now limited. Realizing this is the ideal opening, he prepares to launch a decisive counterattack while the beast struggles and writhes below. Luo unleashes a rapid barrage of glowing arrows, each shot infused with energy. The arrows strike the rock ceiling above the thunder lizard beast, cracking and weakening it. Pieces begin to break loose, and a massive chunk of stone finally gives way, plummeting downward, setting up a powerful environmental attack aimed at crushing the creature below. The massive stone drops and pins the thunder lizard beast to the ground. Injured and unable to move, it tries to unleash one last burst of energy, but the fighter rushes in and delivers a clean, finishing strike to its head. The creature collapses, its glow fading. He steps back, catching his breath, and confirms the outcome: the thunder beast is finally dead. Luo reflects on how close the battle was, admitting that without using the beast's weakness and the terrain to his advantage, he would have been the one to die. As he explores deeper into the cave, he notices glowing lightning crystals embedded in the walls. Suddenly, the electricity around them begins to surge more intensely and strike more frequently, signaling that something dangerous is happening or about to awaken. He moves quickly through the cave as stray lightning arcs around him, growing stronger. Spotting a faint light ahead, he wonders if he's finally reached the exit. But when he arrives, he discovers a massive vertical shaft instead, a deep, dark tunnel stretching straight downward, surprising him and hinting that the cave is far more complex and dangerous than he expected. Luo peers down the enormous vertical shaft, noticing intense winds swirling violently inside. At the center of the storm floats a glowing, turquoise orb. Recognizing it, he realizes, it's the wind spirit pearl. But it's suspended in mid-air, protected by a raging wind vortex, making it extremely dangerous and challenging to retrieve. He examines the glowing, stormy pit and realizes it's not just wind energy, it's a thunder pool, a concentrated source of lightning power. He connects the dots: the violent storms and lightning that strike Wind Thunder Cliff aren't natural at all. They're simply the surface effects of this thunder pool hidden deep underground. After this discovery, the scene transitions. 6 hours pass, hinting that he has been preparing or waiting for something important to happen next. Sunlight finally reaches the depths of the cavern. The wind spirit pearl reacts instantly, absorbing the first rays of light and transforming, releasing a powerful purple spiritual aura. This sudden surge of energy sparks a dramatic reaction within the thunder pool. Lightning erupts violently, and from the raging storm, a massive serpentine creature, likely a thunder-empowered guardian or beast, awakens and rises toward the glowing pearl. A massive creature surges out of the thunder pool, its body wreathed in lightning and water. As it rises, the fighter finally gets a clear look at it and is stunned. It's a flood dragon, a powerful mythical beast. The dragon locks its gaze onto the wind spirit pearl, now glowing with intense purple energy, clearly drawn to its power. Its appearance signals that the treasure is not unguarded, and retrieving it just became far more dangerous. The flood dragon inhales the purple spiritual aura released by the wind spirit pearl, absorbing the very first traces of energy formed from the morning sunlight. Luo realizes what's truly happening. The wind spirit pearl wasn't naturally formed here, it was deliberately nurtured by the flood dragon. The beast has been using the thunder pool and sunlight to help the pearl accumulate spiritual aura, likely to strengthen itself further. The dragon coils protectively around the pearl, confirming that this treasure is both precious to it and central to its cultivation. Evaluates the situation from his hidden vantage point. By sensing its aura, he concludes that the flood dragon is roughly equivalent to a Tier 3 monster, still young, but far beyond what he can handle alone. He's relieved he didn't act recklessly earlier. Knowing he's concealed while the dragon is exposed, he decides on a smarter strategy: wait. Once the violent storm surrounding the area subsides, other powerful ability users outside will inevitably rush in. They can clash with the flood dragon instead, giving him a chance to seize the wind spirit pearl without confronting the beast head-on. Luon stays hidden, planning to wait for the perfect moment to swoop in and steal the wind spirit pearl while others distract the flood dragon. As the storm above weakens, groups of ability users rush toward the cliff, eager to explore the treasures inside. A confident, blue-haired woman steps forward as their apparent leader. She announces that the area is rich with valuable treasures formed by the storms and lightning. But she makes one thing clear. She wants only the wind spirit pearl, and she warns everyone else not to interfere. A man steps forward and politely addresses the blue-haired woman as Miss Ming, acknowledging her strong background and influence. However, he points out that treasures like those inside the cliff are highly coveted, and everyone present deserves a fair chance. The crowd agrees. This is a competition where each person must rely on their own skills. Miss Ming accepts this stance with a composed smile, addressing the man, Captain Ross, and preparing for the inevitable scramble for the Wind Spirit Pearl. Miss Ming fixes Captain Ross with a sharp, intimidating gaze, telling him she hopes he can keep up his bold attitude. Ross immediately feels the pressure. Despite knowing she's only a high-rank Tier 2 ability user, her aura is overwhelmingly powerful. He realizes he's completely outmatched and wonders why someone of her supposed rank feels so terrifying. Miss Ming then turns toward the storm, preparing to make her move. Miss Ming steps forward confidently, her body surrounded by a glowing green aura that lets her walk straight into the raging storm. The onlookers are shocked. No one else can withstand that violent wind and lightning. Realizing she's already making her move toward the treasure, the other ability users panic. Someone shouts that the treasure is directly ahead, and the crowd surges forward, rushing into the storm in a desperate attempt to reach the Wind Spirit Pearl before she does. A horde of thunder lizard beasts pours down the cliff, blocking the way to the Wind Spirit Pearl at the summit. The group quickly regroups. Miss Ming notes the danger of the beasts, while Captain Ross proposes splitting into 5 teams to surround and wipe them out since they're all high-rank Tier 2 ability users. The older member of the team agrees with Ross's plan, setting up a coordinated assault. Everyone agrees to Captain Ross's plan, giving their support. Miss Ming simply responds, "Do as you please," and immediately launches into action. She strides forward confidently, drawing her blade. Lightning crackles around the thunder lizard beasts as she leaps into battle, effortlessly cutting through the monsters with speed and precision. Her overwhelming strength becomes immediately clear. She doesn't hesitate, and the beasts can't even slow her down. Miss Ming unleashes a devastating surge of power, lightning erupting around her as she tears through the thunder lizard beasts with overwhelming force. Her aura blazes so intensely that even the other ability users are stunned. Seeing her open a path, someone shouts for the teams to split into 4 groups and move out. The other fighters charge in, each group engaging different portions of the monster horde. Captain Ross leads one team, flames bursting from his ability as he dives into battle alongside the others. The battle intensifies as all 4 groups clash with the thunder lizard beasts. One fighter unleashes a massive fiery ability, burning through the enemy line. Another uses raw physical strength, punching a lizard beast with a glowing fist. A swordsman darts forward, slicing at the monsters with speed and precision. A spear user braces himself and blocks a charging beast, holding the line for his teammates. The battlefield becomes chaotic, but each team fights fiercely to push upward toward the Wind Spirit Pearl. Chaos erupts on the battlefield as lightning-charged lizard beasts attack from every direction. One fighter shouts for young Master Yu to be careful just as a beast lunges at him. A spear wielder intercepts the attack in time, blocking the blow and saving him. Captain Gao Yuan warns him sternly. These thunder lizard beasts are far stronger than typical peak Tier 1 monsters. Their power is frightening. Everyone must stay extremely cautious in this fight. The warning makes it clear. This battle is far more dangerous than many of them expected. Young Master Yu worries aloud that they've only just entered the area and are already facing monsters this strong, meaning the deeper they go, the more dangerous it'll become. He regrets insisting that Captain Gao Yuan accompany him. But Captain Gao Yuan reassures him firmly. Since he accepted the mission, he'll see it through to the end. Before they can continue, a cluster of thunder lizard beasts suddenly bursts from the ground, surrounding them. Captain Gao Yuan braces himself, ready to defend against the oncoming swarm, until a flash of green light suddenly appears, signaling the arrival of someone else. Miss Ming arrives in a burst of green energy, instantly wiping out the thunder lizard beasts surrounding Captain Gao Yuan and young Master Yu. Her presence shocks them both. She turns to Yu with a cold expression and asks sharply, "Wang Yu? Who told you to come here?" Wang Yu nervously explains that he came because she needed the wind spirit pearl and he wanted to help. But Miss Ming cuts him off immediately. She orders him to go back, telling him firmly that this place is far too dangerous for him. Miss Ming's command leaves Wang Yu stunned. As she turns back to the battle, he watches her overwhelm the monsters with power far beyond anything he can match. Left standing alone, Wang Yu hesitates. He looks out at the massive battlefield, countless thunder lizard beasts swarming as the ability users fight desperately to survive. Despite her warning, he seems torn, unsure whether to retreat as she ordered or push forward anyway. After an intense battle, the group finally manages to wipe out the thunder lizard beasts. The fighters celebrate briefly, relieved and confident as they look over the fallen monsters. But just as they think the danger is over, glowing blue lights flare up in the distance. More monsters begin emerging. Someone shouts in alarm, there are still more thunder lizard beasts coming, signaling that the battle is far from finished. A massive surge of blue lightning erupts as the next wave appears, far more violent and destructive than before. The ground shakes, and several fighters are blasted backward by the sheer force of the attack. Panic spreads as someone shouts in fear, unable to comprehend the overwhelming power. Then the source steps into view. A gigantic thunder lizard towering over the others, its body crackling with intense lightning. The fighters recognize it instantly. The thunder lizard beast king. Realizing what they're up against, someone mutters in dread. We're in trouble. The fighters assess the situation. The thunder lizard beast king has peak tier 2 attack power, and they believe the only way to handle it is for everyone to team up. Several of them immediately agree. They turn to Miss Ming, asking if she will join the coordinated assault. But Miss Ming calmly replies, no need. Without hesitation, she steps forward alone, surrounded by her green aura, and confronts the massive beast king head-on, showing absolute confidence in her own strength. Miss Ming unleashes her full power. Her blade glows with an intense green aura as she activates a powerful technique. Blade of Wind, instant kill. In a single, overwhelming strike, she cleaves through the thunder lizard beast king. The massive creature collapses instantly, defeated before it can even react. She stands over its fallen body calmly, unfazed by the immense power she just displayed, leaving everyone else in awe of her incredible strength. Everyone is stunned. In just one instant, Miss Ming killed the thunder lizard beast king, something that should have required multiple tier 2 elites working together. The fighters whisper among themselves in disbelief. She killed that terrifying beast king just like that? That final attack, it definitely had tier 3 power. Captain Ross watches her with a serious expression, realizing that the fight for the wind spirit pearl will be far more intense than expected. As Miss Ming begins her ascent up the cliff, all the other ability users spring into action as well, racing upward with their abilities, lightning, flames, energy bursts, each determined to seize the treasure before anyone else. Miss Ming launches herself upward, soaring toward the giant opening at the top of Thunder Cliff, her green aura spiraling behind her like a wind vortex. Other ability users follow behind her, racing upward in pursuit of the wind spirit pearl. Meanwhile, the hidden protagonist watches quietly from below. A faint, knowing smile appears on his face. He's been waiting for this exact moment. Sits calmly inside the cavern, looking up as the powerful ability users finally rush toward the wind spirit pearl. With a quiet, satisfied expression, he says, "They've finally arrived." It's clear he has been waiting for the others to engage the dangers above so he can take advantage of the situation. His real plan is about to begin. Luo observes the battlefield from a hidden crevice in the cliff. Seeing the powerful ability users enter the cavern, he smiles to himself. This is exactly what he was waiting for. He plans to let them clash with the Thunder Flood Dragon first. Remaining concealed in the shadows, he intends to wait patiently for the perfect moment to strike and claim the Wind Spirit Pearl for himself. Meanwhile, Miss Ming stands at the bottom of the massive cavern, unaware of his presence, preparing to confront whatever lies ahead. Miss Ming descends gracefully into the cavern, her green aura lighting the shadows as she lands near the swirling energy pool. She immediately spots something glowing at its center. The wind spirit pearl, she thinks, but something feels off. A sudden jolt of instinct makes her tense up. Her expression shifts sharply. Something's wrong. Sensing danger, she leaps back just in time, preparing herself for whatever hidden threat is about to emerge from the pool. Miss Ming notes that the wind spirit pearl should normally be hidden by strong winds, yet it's strangely floating in plain sight. Before she can act, a group of ability users rush in, one of them shouts triumphantly that the pearl is his. But suddenly, a powerful surge of lightning strikes down from above as a deep voice claims, "No, it's mine." The cave floods with blue light, signaling the arrival of an even stronger contender. A bolt of lightning crashes down as a powerful figure seizes the wind spirit pearl. The entire cavern erupts with blue energy, sending electric shockwaves outward. The ground trembles violently. Lightning spreads across the walls, and several ability users near the crater are thrown off their feet by the force. As the chaos spreads, Miss Ming stands on a ledge, watching the maelstrom below as more fighters struggle to stay upright. Someone shouts urgently. Everyone! A massive surge of energy is building beneath them, signaling a dangerous transformation or an awakening about to occur. Regroup on the surrounding ledges as the thunder pool erupts with dangerous energy. One leader announces that the monster beneath the pool is extremely powerful, and if they want the wind spirit pearl, they must work together. An older, stern man steps forward and bluntly declares. Anyone trying to seize the wind spirit pearl early will be killed without hesitation. No one is allowed to act alone, not even Miss Ming. He emphasizes that the threat below is too dangerous for any single person to handle, especially now that the pearl is at stake. When asked for her opinion, Miss Ming pauses, then reluctantly agrees. Fine. But tension fills the air, cooperation may be temporary, and betrayal could come at any moment. The group studies the thunder pool nervously, unable to see the monster lurking beneath the surface. Someone asks how they should deal with an enemy hiding underwater. A stern man proposes a strategy. Since the monster is obsessed with the wind spirit pearl, they should have someone pretend to take the pearl. When the creature launches a surprise attack to defend it, they will be ready to intercept. Forcing it to reveal itself will allow them to attack directly. He then points at a trembling ability user and orders. You, go get the wind spirit pearl. The chosen man panics immediately, stammering that his power is too weak and he can't possibly do it. The fear on his face makes it obvious that approaching the pearl is practically a death sentence. Ross turns away coldly as the terrified man refuses to approach the wind spirit pearl. The man calls out to him in fear, but Ross doesn't hesitate. With flames igniting along his blade, Ross looks back and says, "You won't go? Then die." He swings his burning weapon toward the helpless ability user, showing that anyone who disobeys their plan will be eliminated without mercy. From his hiding spot, Lua watches Ross attempt to execute a frightened ability user. He's shocked at how ruthless Ross is, killing his own allies without hesitation. Ross immediately turns his flaming blade toward another person and orders, "You go." Terrified, the man scrambles away up the cliff wall while shouting in panic, clearly desperate to avoid the same fate. The atmosphere grows even more tense. Ross is dictating with fear, and everyone knows refusing him means death. The terrified man, forced by Captain Ross, rushes toward the wind spirit pearl with no choice but to obey. As soon as he gets close, the thunder pool erupts, massive bolts of lightning shoot upward, exactly as the group predicted. This sudden eruption is the monster's instinctive reaction to protect the pearl. Seeing their plan working, one of the leaders shouts, "Now!" The group prepares to intercept the creature as it begins to reveal itself from the depths of the thunderous pool. Explosions of lightning and fire erupt around the thunder pool as the fighters attack to force the monster out. In the chaos, the terrified man manages to reach the wind spirit pearl. He grabs it with a desperate shout. "I got it!" But the victory lasts only a heartbeat. A colossal blue maw bursts from the pool below, the thunder flood dragon launches upward, mouth wide open. The man is caught midair, helpless, as the dragon prepares to swallow him whole. The creature finally reveals its full form. A massive, majestic, lightning-infused flood dragon rising from the thunder pool. The ability users are stunned into silence. One of them mutters in disbelief. A flood. Flood dragon? The dragon coils its enormous body through the cavern, electricity crackling across its scales. Then it unleashes a shockwave of lightning, blasting the surrounding fighters backward and throwing the entire chamber into chaos. The real battle has only just begun. The flood dragon thrashes violently, sending fighters flying as its immense power shakes the cavern. One man shouts that the beast's strength has clearly reached Tier 3, confirming it's far beyond what they're used to fighting. Captain Ross, still aggressive and obsessed with the treasure, yells back. "So what? If you want the treasure, you have to kill it." The dragon begins withdrawing toward the thunder pool, trying to retreat into the water where it will be far stronger. Someone cries out urgently. It's trying to retreat back into the pool. We can't let this beast get back into the water. Several ability users rush in with flaming abilities, desperate to stop the dragon before it returns to its home advantage. The flood dragon thrashes and tries to dive back into the thunder pool, but the fighters unleash a massive barrage of fire attacks, creating an explosion that forces it back out of the water. The dragon roars in fury, lightning crackling along its body as it turns to strike. Captain Ross charges forward with his flaming blade, ready to attack head-on, but he's clearly outmatched, facing a creature that could crush him in an instant. The flood dragon thrashes wildly, tearing apart the cavern and sending shockwaves across the battlefield. Captain Ross is nearly overwhelmed, and one of the stronger fighters shouts, "Hurry up and save him. If this beast picks us off one by one, we'll all die." All remaining ability users unleash their abilities at once, fire, lightning, wind, energy beams, bombarding the dragon in a desperate attempt to distract and push it back. The coordinated assault manages to pull Captain Ross out of danger, giving the group a brief moment of breathing room. But the dragon is still enraged, and the battle is far. Captain Ross survives the dragon's assault, barely able to stand. Someone checks if he's okay, and he replies grimly, "Not dead yet." Before anyone can regroup, Miss Ming steps forward with her sword glowing and wind swirling around her. She calls out to everyone. The wind spirit pearl has been swallowed by the thunder flood dragon. I am resolved to kill it and retrieve the pearl. Her powerful aura surges, signaling that she intends to take the lead in the battle, and that she won't hesitate to fight the dragon head-on. The group is shocked that Miss Ming managed to block the flood dragon's earlier devastating strike. Realizing the beast isn't invincible, several ability users step forward, declaring they'll join the fight. They've come too far to retreat now. Miss Ming evaluates the situation calmly. The thunder flood dragon has fully reached Tier 3. Ordinary attackers won't be strong enough to defeat it alone. She tells the others, "All of you work together to distract it. I will then move in for the kill." With the wind spirit pearl now swallowed by the dragon, victory depends on everyone coordinating their attacks while Miss Ming prepares for the finishing blow. The thunder flood dragon suddenly reacts, eyes widening as a glowing grid-like energy barrier appears beneath it. Sensing danger, it coils its massive body and begins to rise rapidly. Someone shouts in alarm. Not good. The beast is trying to escape. Miss Ming immediately launches herself forward, wind swirling around her as she moves to intercept the dragon before it can flee the battlefield. The thunder flood dragon tries to flee upward, clutching the wind spirit pearl in its jaws as lightning erupts around its body. Miss Ming instantly intercepts, unleashing one of her strongest techniques. Blade of Wind, Void Breaker. She dives downward, slicing through the dragon's massive lightning attack and striking the beast head-on. A huge explosion of green and blue energy fills the cavern as her attack connects, blasting the dragon back down toward the ground. Miss Ming lands, sword in hand, surrounded by the crackling aftermath of the collision, showing she's far from finished. Miss Ming dives in with fierce determination, wind swirling around her as she closes in on the fleeing thunder flood dragon. "Humph! You can't escape," she shouts, slashing downward with a powerful green aura. The dragon recoils but immediately retaliates, its mouth gathers a massive sphere of purple lightning, far larger and more destructive than before. The glowing orb explodes outward with terrifying energy, forcing Miss Ming to halt her advance as the deadly attack surges straight toward her. Facing the incoming purple lightning sphere, Miss Ming quickly pulls out a wind crystal stone. She crushes it, shatter. And an intense surge of wind energy bursts out, enveloping her in a brilliant green aura that rapidly expands. She channels all that power into a massive technique. Stormfall. A swirling vortex of green wind and force erupts around her, clashing head-on with the dragon's devastating purple lightning attack in a colossal collision of energy. Miss Ming unleashes the full force of her empowered wind attack, shouting, "Go!" as the massive green storm blast crashes into the dragon's purple lightning sphere. The energies collide violently, then her wind attack overwhelms it. The green torrent surges forward and slams directly into the thunder flood dragon, cutting across its massive body with incredible force. The dragon twists and writhes, struck hard by the devastating blow. Her attack lands cleanly, leaving the beast reeling from the impact. Miss Ming hovers in a glowing sphere of wind after striking the dragon. From a crack in the rocks, the hidden protagonist watches her, but she suddenly turns her head, sensing something. Their eyes meet. Startled, he wonders nervously. Did she discover me? Realizing he's been spotted, he steps out from his hiding place. The group successfully traps the massive flood dragon in a glowing energy net. They celebrate, shouting that they've caught it, but the leader quickly warns everyone to stay alert and not give the beast any chance to break free. Below, the furious dragon thrashes wildly in the water, trying to escape. Miss Ming then appears above the net, surrounded by swirling green wind energy, preparing to strike again. Miss Ming unleashes a deadly finishing attack. She channels powerful wind energy into her sword, shouting, "Die, you beast," then uses Blade of Wind, Spirit Pierce to strike the trapped flood dragon. Her attack spirals downward like a massive green vortex, slamming directly into the dragon as it struggles inside the glowing net. The impact triggers violent red lightning and energy explosions, overwhelming the beast and leaving it unable to escape. A massive surge of energy erupts from the trapped flood dragon, creating a giant water and light vortex that blasts outward violently. The shockwave throws everyone off their feet, people scream as they're hurled across the cavern, crashing into the ground. When the explosion finally settles, the dragon lies motionless inside the glowing net, and the battlefield is littered with injured fighters who were caught in the blast. The dust settles as the fighters lie scattered on the ground. Mingyu stands firm amidst the devastation, gripping her sword while trying to steady herself. She's clearly exhausted but still alert, assessing the battlefield as the defeated fighters around her begin to regain consciousness. Here's a clear summary of this scene. Mingyu confronts the Thunder Flood Dragon as it tries to retaliate, but suddenly the Wind Spirit Pearl shoots upward toward the cavern ceiling. Mingyu immediately chases after it, only for Ross to ambush her midair with a fiery attack. Ross smirks confidently, declaring that a precious treasure like the Wind Spirit Pearl must belong to him, showing he's willing to betray Mingyu to claim it for himself. Mingyu, furious at Ross's betrayal, launches a powerful wind attack at him. Ross desperately reaches for the Wind Spirit Pearl, but Mingyu intercepts him with overwhelming speed. She slashes him, leaving him badly wounded and bleeding. Despite the injury inflicted on her earlier, Mingyu pushes forward, swiftly retrieving the Wind Spirit Pearl before anyone else can reach it. Mingyu creates an opening by shattering part of the cavern wall, sending debris flying. At the same moment, the wind spirit pearl is knocked loose and begins to fall. Taking advantage of the chaos, the hidden young man leaps from his concealment, diving through the crumbling rocks and reaching out desperately to snatch the wind spirit pearl before anyone else can. Luo successfully snatches the wind spirit pearl and immediately begins to scale the cavern wall using his weapon as a climbing tool. Realizing that possessing the pearl will make him the target of everyone present, he thinks quickly and decides he must escape before anyone catches him. He rapidly ascends toward the exit, determined to get away while he still has the chance. He scales the cliff at incredible speed, using his weapon to propel himself upward. He reaches the edge of the crater just as sunlight breaks across the sky, pushing himself harder to escape before anyone catches up. With determination in his eyes, he focuses entirely on reaching the top and getting away with the wind spirit pearl. After escaping the cavern, Luo reflects on the brutal fight below. He acknowledges that without discovering a hidden passage, he would have died trying to take the wind spirit pearl. Now free from danger, he sprints through the forest with incredible speed, determined to put as much distance as possible between himself and the others still trapped below. He continues fleeing through the forest, noting that his blood axe transformation is about to end. Exhausted and breathing heavily, he finally stops in what seems to be a quiet, hidden spot. Believing he's put enough distance between himself and the danger, he reassures himself that he should now be safe. He inspects the wind spirit pearl he managed to steal, marveling at how precious it is. He believes that using it as an awakening stone will allow him to unlock a new ability. However, he decides not to rush the process and plans to wait until he finds a truly safe hiding spot before beginning the awakening ceremony. He reflects that his blood axe transformation ability is a secret known only to Ross, who has now been killed by Miss Ming, making it less likely anyone can expose him. Puts his shirt back on and reassures himself that as long as he doesn't use his transformation ability, no one will realize he's the one who stole the wind spirit pearl. Feeling safe, he casually drinks from a bottle, only to suddenly sense danger. When he turns around, he is shocked to see Miss Ming standing right behind him, having tracked him down. Miss Ming appears severely injured, staggering and coughing up blood as she confronts the young man. She struggles to stay standing, using her sword as support. Despite her condition, she tries to speak and tells him not to misunderstand the situation, hinting that her intentions aren't what he might think. Miss Ming, badly injured but determined, explains that she wasn't trying to steal the wind spirit pearl. Instead, she wants to make a trade. She reveals the monster core of the Thunder Flood dragon she just killed, a powerful, glowing purple core, and offers it in exchange for the wind spirit pearl, insisting its value and effectiveness for awakening abilities far surpass the pearl. She notices that the young man has no ability power fluctuation, guessing he wants the pearl to awaken an ability. She reassures him that the monster core is a much better choice. The young man stays silent, processing her offer. The blood axe spirit inside him intensely to swallow the monster core, showing strong desire for its power. This makes him realize Miss Ming is telling the truth. If even the blood axe craves the core, its value must be extraordinary. Miss Ming then appears and explains that because her ability is wind type, she can sense the wind spirit pearl's location as long as it's nearby, which is how she found him. The protagonist is relieved that his blood axe transformation secret hasn't been exposed. After considering her offer, and the blood axe's reaction, he agrees to trade the wind spirit pearl for the Thunder Flood dragon's monster core. Miss Ming gratefully accepts the wind spirit pearl, explaining that it's extremely important to her. In return, she hands over the Thunder Flood dragon's monster core to Luo. After the exchange, she inspects and holds the wind spirit pearl with clear relief and satisfaction, despite being exhausted and injured. Miss Ming collapses from exhaustion shortly after completing the trade. Her sword falls from her hand as she hits the ground. The protagonist approaches, surprised and concerned, realizing she has completely passed out from her injuries and overexertion. Reflects on how powerful Miss Ming had seemed before and realizes she must have been heavily injured during the previous battle. Wanting to avoid unnecessary trouble, he decides it's best to leave quickly. He quietly gathers his things and walks away from the unconscious Miss Ming, letting out a soft sigh as he departs. Initially tries to leave Miss Ming behind but ultimately can't ignore her condition. Saying he can't abandon a woman in trouble, he carries her on his back through the forest. As night falls, he sets up a small campsite inside a cave. While she rests unconscious beside the fire, he quietly keeps watch, tending the fire and ensuring her safety throughout the night. Miss Ming wakes up in the cave and immediately questions him. She asks why he saved her when he had the chance to take the Wind Spirit Pearl and all her treasures while she was unconscious. He responds calmly, saying that a true gentleman gains wealth through honorable means. He refuses to take advantage of others, even in vulnerable moments. His answer surprises her, hinting at a growing trust between them. After a calm moment by the fire, Minglan formally introduces herself. Luo Tian responds in kind, and the two share a polite handshake, marking the first genuine moment of trust between them. Minglan then reveals an important piece of information. She possesses a secret technique capable of fully absorbing the Thunder Flood Dragon's monster core. This hints at her deeper strength and knowledge, and suggests that their cooperation may become even more significant moving forward. Minglan tells Luo Tian that once her injuries recover, she will help him absorb the Thunder Flood Dragon's monster core. She explains that the core's quality is so high it might allow him to awaken a king-tier ability, an extremely rare and powerful talent. Luo Tian is stunned by this revelation, barely able to believe such a possibility. Yes, I know. Based on power, abilities are categorized as lower tier, middle tier, high tier, and king tier. Exactly. Although there are god tier abilities above king tier, they are simply a thing of legend. I've never seen one. Beyond just differences in power, the most important thing about ability levels is that they define the limit to which an ability user can reach. No way. I've never heard of that before. Blackrock City is quite remote, so it's normal if you're unknown. In fact, ability users who activate low-level abilities will be locked at level 1, unable to improve their entire life. Low-level, ability, maximum level, 1 ability user. Middle level. Mid-level ability user level 3. High-level, ability, maximum level ability user level 6. High-level ability, maximum level ability user level 9. God-level ability, unknown. The strongest person in you, Blackrock City, is only at peak level 3. That's because he only has mid-level ability and cannot go higher. In a remote area like Blackrock City, it is nearly impossible to awaken higher-level abilities. Not only are advanced awakening treasures extremely rare, but the real problem is the lack of the necessary awakening secret art. Thank goodness I saved him. Otherwise, even with the Lightning Flood Dragon monster core, I wouldn't have been able to awaken his ability. I guess good deeds do pay off. I'll use my family's secret art to help you awaken your ability as revenge for saving my life, but you have to keep it a secret. Of course, I won't reveal a single word about it. 3 days later. This formation is called the Moonlight Spirit Initiation Array. Only at midnight, using moonlight as a guide, will your soul be lifted and your senses amplified hundreds of times. Only in this way can you truly sense the core power within the Awakenance treasure and absorb and merge with it. Be prepared, I am going to begin the archipelago. This feeling, it's like I've become an immortal being. Don't be disturbed. Focus on sensing the power within the core of the Lightning Flood Dragon monster. Try to close in and unite with it. Where am I? I am drowned by countless lightning. That's right. This must be the core of the Lightning Flood Dragon monster. This lightning. Is its core power. It didn't look threatening at all. In fact, I felt I could easily absorb it. I think I just got a little stronger. Is this what awakening feels like? Let's face it. Endure it. Purple lightning energy swirled wildly, forming a powerful vortex. He then condensed and controlled the power, focusing the lightning, signaling the activation of great power and readiness. The stone compaction process was successful. I feel my body filled with strength. Even my old internal injury has been completely healed. Luo Tian, you're awake. How's the ability awakening process going? Everything is going smoothly. The lightning feel like my own arm, I can control it at will. Why is it blue? I clearly felt the purple lightning. That's normal. You just wake up. You're not strong enough to full use the king level ability, so you can't show its full power yet. Fight me. I want to test the power of my ability. Anyone who can awaken the ability and feel this goodness is welcome to try. Let's start. Your lightning power is not bad. You already reached the peak of level 1 right after awakening. However, you have absolutely no technique. You are full of flaws, and your power is not focused. You need more training. He appeared, his body covered in blue lightning, holding an electric-charged spear. With a cold and oppressive expression, he raised the weapon, summoning lightning from all around him until its power reached its peak. Before him, his opponent looked shocked and wary, aware of the stark difference in power. He asserted his dominance and was moments before the ultimate attack was unleashed. A swift, sharp slash of green energy. The attack struck the ground, triggering a massive impact, accompanied by a flash of lightning and a clash of energy explosions. Is this your mysterious transformation? Fused with the power of lightning, your attacks have doubled in power. I can't even block it. That's the level of many peak level 2 ability users. It's all unexpected luck. King level abilities are extremely rare. Maybe only 1 in 10,000 ability users can activate it. But its power is absolutely undeniable. These abilities can give special skills to the user. Like me, my king level ability, Wind Mastery, gives me the opportunity to fly on the wind. Train hard and try to master your special skill soon. I thought all wind-type ability users had that skill. What are you dreaming about? Nothing good come easy. I must go now. Luo Tian, you have awakened a divine weapon with king-level abilities, your potential is 1, and you have the Blood Axe, a measurable axe. Come to Star City. This is where you can really become stronger. Blackrock City is too small. I'll go. Remember to come. I'll wait for you. Star City, right? I'll go. After 2 days on the travel, I finally arrived at the rift exit. Strange, how could this happen? Completely empty. This place is normally full of ability users entering and exiting the rift. Something is wrong. It's too quiet. I can't even hear the bird. Luo Tian. You finally appeared. If you don't come, I don't know how long I could hold on. Close the entrance to the rift makes a lot of people angry, you know. Mo Dongcheng, a high-level ability user, level 1. Were you waiting for me specially? I think we've never met. Don't know me? Stop pretending to be foolish. As the son of the former patrol chief, how can you not know me? I'm quite influential in this Blackrock City. Alright, hand over the Wind Spirit Pearl, and for your father's sake, I'll spare your life. Believe it or not, I've already given the Wind Spirit Pearl to Miss Ming. Stubborn bitch. After I kill you, the Wind Spirit Pearl will still be mine. Intermediate level, Adamantine Fist ability. A fistfight ensued, with Luo wielding an axe, they exchanged blows and blocked each other's attacks. I didn't expect a child like you to be this strong. But this is where it all ends. Shadow Fist of Falling Stars, summoning a barrage of giant golden fists that fell in succession from the air. Facing the rain of attacks, he remained calm and confident. You asked for it yourself, so don't blame me for what happens next. Perfect. Your death will be the first sacrifice for my new killing move. The clash between the golden fist and the lightning-charged weapon triggered a massive explosion, destroying the opponent's attacks one by one. He parried the golden fist with a cross-shaped lightning weapon, triggering a powerful explosion that destroyed his opponent's technique. The impact leveled the surrounding area, causing buildings to collapse. Impossible. Your aura, you feel like someone who has just awakened their ability. How is that possible? How can you be so strong? That last attack was basically at the top of level 2. Just a few days ago, I was completely helpless against Ross. But now, I can easily defeat a powerful level 2 high-level ability user like him. Say it, how do you know who I am? This feeling is incredible. I will speak. I will speak. Don't kill me. Ross was killed by Miss Ming. He told me right before he died. If I could go back in time, I would prefer to never know this secret. Hope he will be the last person to know about the blood axe. Rest in peace. After the big fight, a giant blue energy gate opened in the ruins. He immediately stepped into the portal, weapon in hand, his aura still radiating. Hey, isn't Lord Mo Dongqing temporarily closed the entrance to that crash? How did you get out? His aura suddenly turned a deep red, radiating a pressing killing intent. With a cold, menacing gaze, he warned those around him not to interfere if they wanted to survive. Mind your own business if you want to live. Yes, they are full of this powerful killing intent. Those eyes are so scary. It left a deep psychological pressure and confirmed that he was now on a completely different level. 8:49 p.m. Uncle Lin 75 missed calls. You little bastard, I was so worried you died in there. They decided to call me back. You ran away into that crevice alone for over 10 days. It was as if you just disappeared. I even sent people to look for you, but they couldn't find you. Sorry, Uncle Lin. There's no signal in the crevice. Did something happen? Nothing urgent. Just go home and rest. Come see me tomorrow. This journey to the Blackrock Rift lasted for more than 10 days, but thank God, I managed to awaken my abilities. Blackrock City, now, it's time to go home and sleep sound. The alarm went off loudly, indicating it was 11 o'clock. He fell asleep restlessly in his room. When he woke up, he instinctively grabbed the alarm clock and smashed it. He immediately woke up and screamed. Can't sleep long. I have to see Uncle Lin today. I'm late, have to hurry. Hey! If it's not Xiao Tian. It's been a long time, where have you been? Just went on a short vacation. Back yesterday. It was exciting, enough? Good. Just try not to see you like your dad. Hey kid. Where are you going? Need a taxi? Thank you, but I don't think I'll take a taxi. Hey, that's my way, I can give you one. Who needs a taxi? I'm an ability user now. Using my powers is so much cheaper. This flash ability gives me incredible speed. I'm about 10 times faster than before I resurrected. This is so cool. Ability Users Association. Office of the President. You brat, you finally appear. I've been so worried about you. Uncle Lin, what's so urgent? I have something good for you, of course. This is a high-grade medium ability stone. It's not easy to get. Try it and see if you can awaken your ability. No need. What? You think that middle-level ability stone is too below you now? Of course not. This stone is very valuable. Uncle Lin, you've given me so many stones over the years, even though they were all in vain. I'm a level, so why not take it? Don't worry, your Uncle Lin can still afford it. 3 ability users and the president of the Ability Association, but... Uncle Lin, my ability has awakened. Your ability has awakened? That's amazing. What level is your awakened ability? King level ability. King level? They attempted a sparring match, attacking first with a swift kick, dodging and countering with movements accelerated by the electricity in his legs. Uncle's attack was successfully repelled, and he immediately took control of the fight with his clearly superior speed and strength. Uncle Lin, what's with this sudden split? You brat, hurry up. King level abilities are no joke. You just awake, and you're already at the peak of level 1. I can barely hold you back without using my power. If your father knew about this, he'd definitely be overjoyed. Uncle Lin, speaking of my father, there's something I want to ask you. Where exactly did he go? He just disappeared back then. Everyone said he was dead, but I refuse to believe it. Honestly, I don't know if your deceased father is still alive. A few years ago, we were exploring a strange rift together when disaster struck. Thousands of ability users inside the rift died. Your father and I are the only survivors, all thanks to the blood axe we accidentally found. The blood axe oppressed you, preventing you from rising. Your father could never accept that. I suspect he returned to the rift to find a solution. I knew you would ask. This is a runic magic box. Uncle Lin, can you tell me where the rift is? Drop a drop of your blood on it. I have sealed the information about the rift inside this box. You will only be able to open it when your power far exceeds mine, when you reach level 4. Do not even think about opening it earlier. If you go into that crash without enough power, it's a suicide mission. Thank you, Uncle Lin. I understand. Now that you're awake, you need to start learning officially how to use your powers. Does Uncle Lin have any recommendations? Visit Star City Ability Academy. It's one of the best academy in the South. Star City Ability Academy, your deceased father and I both students there. Unfortunately, we were not talented enough, so we were only unofficial students. If you get in, your father will be very proud. Sorry, I have to go. Hey, hold on a minute. Do you think you can just leave after stealing something? What are you talking about? I'll sue you for slam. Then explain why this wallet is in your pocket. You're an ability user. Minding in the affairs of regular people? That's not right. Are you even listening to yourself? You stole my wallet. Luo also called the police to catch the thief. But suddenly. So, are you just trying to be a hero there? You must be Luo Tian. I'm Chen Hao. Uncle Lin told me to pick you up. Brother Hao. Thank you for come here. Oh my, I never thought Uncle Lin's man, Chen Hao, would be this extravagant. It's nothing. I was the only official student from Blackrock City at Star City Ability Academy. Now that you're here, I finally have a friend. So you're not a hero. You're a victim who had your wallet stolen. This is the first time. A high-level ability user has been stolen by a regular person. I just tried to catch him in the thing. Brother Hao, do you know what is required in the entrance exam at Star City Ability Academy? How should I prepare? The exam? You don't need it. Your king-level ability is full access. You just have to show up to the testing center, and the admissions staff will be coming out. You're blocking my car? Yes, we're blocking you in. After you crashed into that barricade last time, the student council sanctioned you. You're forbidden from driving on campus. It was an accident, it must be that bitch Ming Lan, right? Curse the student council discipline chairman. I recorded this, so you know. Sir, I was wrong. Here, take this Huazi box. Let me go, alright? Trying to bribe me, are you? That's just making the situation worse. Brother Hao, what's wrong with this Ming Lan? You seems to be afraid of her. Me? Afraid of her? That bitch. She's a sophomore, in the same class as us. She's the student council's disciplinary chief, and she's absolutely merciless. She'll punish her own classmates without a second thought. And if you dare respond to her sparing, she'll beat you up to the bone. Wait, she can just beat people in the academy? Just watch. You'll understand after some time here. In this academy, strength is everything. Of course, you can't just beat someone. But it's a different story if it's done in a sparring situation. And as for those annoying student council members, beat someone, or fights, it's up to them whatever they want to call it. That's crazy. Is there no justice? The main problem is that Minglan is very powerful. I just reached level 2, but she already up to level 3 a few days ago. So that's the Miss Ming they're talking about. She must need the Wind Spirit Pearl for this breakthrough. I didn't expect him to be such a big star at the academy. Looks like Chen Hao is really traumatized. This is the new student assessment office. Just go in and get your affairs in order. I'll be waiting here for the admissions assessment office. I'll escort you to the dormitory afterward. Hello, sir. I'm here for the entrance assessment. You're too late. Registration is already closed. New students have been students for more than a month. Name, Luo Tian. Ability level, King level ability. Are you Luo Tian? And you've activated your King level lightning ability? Yes, sir. Please come here, take the test quickly. As long as we ensure it's a King level ability, I will process your registration immediately. This is a truly King level ability. And a very awesome one. Registration may have closed, but we have 10 special registration slots available each year. We happen to still have one spot left. I will process your registration immediately. Wait. Suddenly, someone arrives. Director Yen, what are you doing here? Are you Luo Tian? Director of Student Admissions, Star City Academy, Yen Ku. Such high pressure. He's definitely a level 4 ability user. Not bad. You're pretty bold. Seems this Director Yen already knows who I am. If I wasn't here, how would I know you were so careless in your work? Director, I'm just following the Academy's admission rules. King level abilities avoid the exam. That's always the rule, right? The rule is right, but we're already out of quota for this year. That can't be true. I just checked, and there's still one special entry slot left. That's strange. Special entry slot acceptance status, 10, slots filled, 10, slots remaining, 0, we've never used all our special entry slots in previous years. How can they all be sold out? Enough, satisfied is satisfied. Stop researching it. Director Luo Tian is an amazing talent. Can't we apply for one additional admission slot? What do you think? This academy spends countless resources train each ability user. The annual admission quota is set and approved by the War God Shrine. Do you think we can add slots at will? Luo Tian, if you don't succeed, you just have to wait a year and apply during the normal admissions cycle. Wait another year? I can't afford to waste that much time. I must become stronger and find my father. Gentlemen, I really want to enter the academy as soon as possible. There are no slots available, so there's nothing we can do. Come back next year. Wait, actually maybe there's one other way. What way? A trial. No. Absolutely not. This is too dangerous. Guru, the academy created this path to give candidates a chance. All we can do is explain the situation clearly. It's up to the candidates to decide if they want to take that risk. Listening to them, this trial split sounds very dangerous. But this director seemed to wants me to go. He knows who I am, and the special entry slot happens to be full. Something is wrong. This Director Yen is definitely planning something. Sir, can you tell me more about this Rift trial? Of course. This Rift trial. Star City Ability Academy was originally built on a rift, known as the Stardust Rift. Within the Stardust Rifty, there is a treasure called the Spring of Spirit Purification. This treasure can help ability users improve their comprehension and talent, turning them into true genius. Unfortunately, the entrance to the rift only allows users with level 1 abilities to enter, and it's infested with monsters, some even at level 3. It's a very dangerous place. This turns the average star into a useless asset to the academy. No truly talented student would go in there just to get killed. To prevent wasting resources, the academy has established a rule: any level 1 ability user under the age of 25, regardless of talent, can enter the rift trial. If you successfully obtain the Spirit Cleansing Spring, you will be immediately enrolled as a student. Luo Tian, you need to think this through carefully. You possess king-level abilities. You don't need to take this risk. I understand. Thank you, but I want to try. So, do you think he can really pass the rift trial? Your concerns, sir. Impossible. The average star has practically been abandoned for a decade. I heard a lot of people died there. Luo Tian, are you crazy? Entering the star crack. Do you want to die? Luo Tian, it's not too late to retreat. Brother Hao, Guru Song, don't worry. I'm confident. I will get in. So this is the Stardust Crack. It's a completely different world from the Blackrock Rift. Admission Director Yen Ku, is that so? Exactly as you wished, I'm inside the Stardust Crack. Now let's see what you are really planning. A monster was seen following behind, ready to ambush. A claw attack approached him. But he quickly managed to dodge the attack. Level 1 monster, Desert Giant Scorpion. If I don't use the Blood Axe, this Desert Giant Scorpion is way stronger than me. The Giant Scorpion attacked again with a tail sting. But again, he managed to dodge the attack with lightning speed. He dodged attack after attack. The monster's attacks were also fast, overwhelming him. At one point, he was paralyzed. He couldn't avoid the attack and was hit by its tail, sending him flying. But he can still survive. I can't hold back. If I'm not careful, I'll die here. No, I can't use the Blood Axe. I keep feeling like a pair of invisible eyes are watching me. Technology doesn't work in rifts, so there are no surveillance cameras. But abilities are mysterious. Who knows if they have other ways of monitoring? The Blood Axe is too important. The Academy controls this Stardust Rift, and that director Yen Ku is definitely up to something. I have to be careful. Since I can't win, I only have one choice. Run. Director, stop the trial, now. If this keeps up, Luo Tian is really going to die. It'd be such a waste for someone with a king-tier ability to die just like this. Was my guess wrong? Does he really not have the Blood Axe? No. Awakening a king-tier ability in a backwater place like Blackrock City. That's just not possible. Let's wait. The monster was seen burrowing into the sand. Then, it suddenly attacked Luo from within. He tried to block the direct attack. But it seemed he had reached his limit. You've got to be kidding me, another one? I can't even handle one. With two, I'm toast. Damn it. A single hit nearly killed me. And that's with the Blood Axe strengthening my body. Otherwise, that last hit would have been the end of me. What do I do? Right. Scorpions are afraid of water. If I can find a water source, I'll be safe. But this is an endless desert. Wait, even if the desert giant scorpion fears water, it still can't survive without it. Since it's laired up here, there must be water nearby. The direction of those birds, the water must be over there. Whatever, I'll bet on it. He continued running, trying to plan something. Until he realized something. The monster attacked Luo again. But he managed to minimize the damage by using his bag as a shield. He was sent flying backward. 2 scorpion monsters were seen chasing him. He saw something. I knew it. My gamble paid off. And he quickly ran. To dive into the lake. You bastards. You wanted to kill me, right? If you've got the guts, get in the water and try it. I can't believe there were so many of them. I'm damn lucky I made it here alive. These bastards. They aren't afraid of water. It looks like Luo has been surrounded. What do I do? At this rate, even if I make it to that island in the lake, I still won't be safe. Do I really have to expose the blood axe? What's this? Whatever. I'm heading for the island. This island is beautiful. The moment I stepped onto this island, that feeling of being secretly watched completely vanished. Director, Luo Tian has entered the lake island. I'm not blind. I can see that for myself. The projection stone's power is failing on the lake island. We can't see what's happening. What if Luo Tian runs into danger in there? Worrying won't help. He's on his own now. The monsters followed Luo into the forest. You really think I was scared of you? Now that there's no risk of being exposed, you can all get ready to die. Bring it on. He was already in axe mode and immediately engaged them. One of the scorpion monster's tails was successfully slashed. Luo then launched another attack. Luo successfully defeated a sand scorpion monster. Level 2 monsters. Not so tough. Again. All the monsters attacked Luo simultaneously, but since he was in axe mode, he easily cut them all down. This island is full of mysteries. Maybe I'll actually find the spirit cleansing spring here. As he explored the inner island, he discovered a large, glowing tree. Spiritual energy? Could it be? The spirit cleansing spring is in there? Wait. Danger. How is this possible? The ground under the tree's shade is completely barren. Even without much sunlight, there should at least be some grass or moss growing here. He saw the bird fly toward the light in the tree. But instead, it seemed to catch fire. Luo realized something and immediately took action. He threw the grass. But the roots of the remaining soil do not disappear. The soil didn't disappear. The bird, the weeds. They were all life. But the soil isn't. Does that mean this golden light devours all life? No wonder nothing grows under this tree. Good thing I was cautious. If I had rushed in, I'd probably be dead by now. But what now? The spirit cleansing spring I need is most likely inside that tree hollow, to make it this far and not be able to go in. This is so frustrating.